Hello, I'm doing a review for this book, The Vampire Lestat by Anne Rice. Anne Rice is an excellent writer and she demonstrates it perfectly again. Almost instantly, I'm deep in the mood of this book. The atmosphere is so thick that I feel I'm here with Lestat, listening to his stories in those rooms. I loved Interview with the Vampire, but I have to admit I was even more excited to read The Vampire Lestat. One reason for this was that by now I know what an excellent writer Anne Rice is, but also, let's be honest, Lestat is a far more thrilling character than Louis. In Interview with the Vampire, Lestat is an incredibly intriguing character, not the sort of person that you would actually want to meet because he'd probably kill you or not notice you, I'm not sure which is worse, but more the sort of person you would want to be, like a large cat. In The Vampire Lestat, you see beneath the outer veneer, you learn the depth of the character, and it's absorbing, amusing, and enchanting. I loved hearing about Lestat's youth, his version of events, which is so much his, just as with Louis, they remember things in their own way. Lestat's conversations with Nicholas become very philosophical, which I love. I know that Anne Rice has wrestled with her faith, and it's wonderful to hear her musings about it here. Those important questions that so many people seem to ignore. What happens when we die? Will we ever know why we're here? Just hearing someone else saying it, thinking about it, gets me really excited. How amazing and exciting that a book about the undead can tell me so much about what it is to be alive. Rice is very talented at bringing characters to life, at giving them another dimension so that you almost feel you can touch them, that you are jostling with them on the page. She gives this value to the supporting characters as much as the main ones, so that you want to know more about the supporting characters. You want to read their books as well. I have to admit, I was disturbed by the mother stuff. Vamping your mother and then snogging her face off certainly takes me out of my comfort zone. Just when I'd been so comfortable in the mass murder zone too. It was great to meet Armand again. There were so many questions about him left over from Interview with the Vampire, and I would have liked to have learnt more about his crazy woman companion and Magnus. Rice is very, very good at creating another world that you just slip into when you're reading her books. It's iridescently convincing, and I want to be there. I want to visit and meet and learn. And when I'm not reading the book, I miss its world. I want to get back there. I would never want to stay there, of course. It's fucking terrifying. But it is alive and beating and thick and warm, and somehow I feel like there's a piece of me waiting there. I guess that's symbolism of the darkness inside us all. The historical element of this book was amazing and brilliantly absorbing. Reading the history of Lestat and knowing Rice's immersive writing, I expected to be taken back to 18th century France and to be convinced that I was really there. And Rice did not disappoint for a moment. It was great. But what I did not expect was to be transported back to 15th century Italy, to the brimming Mediterranean culture. And I certainly didn't expect to be immersed in the customs of 1st century Romans and Celts. Because Rice is such a great writer, it really feels like you are there. And who wouldn't want to take this amazing journey through time? Rice not only brings out my internal, burning, eternal questions that I'm always happy to return to, but she also offers up new ideas, new angles to look at things, such as the relationships between the earth, the sun, and the night, how this relationship shapes us and is repeated so many times in legends. The idea in the book of the god being trapped in the tree by the mortals who bring its offerings in return for good fortune and predictions was fascinating to me. This seems so believable, much more than the facts we've been taught. I never would have imagined that this story would have gone in the direction it has, and it's been wonderful. It surprised me in the best possible way to far exceed my expectations. Nothing is held back and it's perfectly done. All those questions in Interview with the Vampire that tortured Louis, Lestat knew the answers to all of them, and here they are, and they're more gripping than I could have imagined that they could be. Well done, Rice. Having said all that, I felt a little bit uncomfortable with the direction of the final section of the book. I just wasn't sure how much I believed it. Tree gods, Egyptians, Gothic theatre productions, fine. But a vampire rock star? I'm not sure. However, the moment that three of the principal characters were together, even in the midst of a frenzied attack, it felt right for them to be there together. I have been enchanted with this book, from the first page to the last. The ending was as captivating as the rest of the book, and it's left me rampant for the next one in the series. I just hope it's better than the film. Okay, thank you.